What's going on, everybody? It's CryptoVision here, back again with another crypto market update. Today's video, we're going to be checking out Jasmy. Jasmy gang, hit that like button, subscribe for more, leave a comment where you're tuning in from. I really appreciate it. So we got Jasmy here on the daily. This thing has, been pretty brutal overall. Pretty brutal. You're coming down to a head, in my opinion. You're still actually not even oversold again on the daily. Trying to keep some bullish divergence. All right, you got the lower low, you got the higher low in price, right? Sorry, lower low in price, higher low in RSI. I'm trying to keep that intact, so you really don't want to drop much lower. There is an area that I believe we could be hitting our low, right? Backtesting the breakout zone, the rejection zone, right through here, and that'd be very ideal, right? So very ideal. I mean, there's so many levels now to the upside that Jasmy needs to get above. I mean, let's go through and clear all these out, right? So I'm definitely gonna leave the yellow through here, just because at least these two areas very very important. I do want to, so the November Open is already in a good area, right? And at this point, right, I mean, we can leave this. I'll adjust that somewhere. I'll adjust that one, but I want to get down through here, right? I want to get down through here. So as of now, right, at that 382 right here is actually going to be, boom, just like that. There we go. And then I do want to, this 1272, man, that's pretty down there, right? That is pretty down there. What about from here to here? Where's the 1-to-1? 1618. 697. Let's see if this has any confluence with anything. 697. I'm assuming we're back testing these areas, right? I mean, possibly through here. Right there. I don't. See, that's the thing. Once you get back testing these levels, like why stop here, right? Why stop there? Why not stop right here? Why not stop? Why not come and test, this level or this level? It's you get into a slippery slope where there's a lot of areas that previous resistance can bounce on. You took out this low, so now we're not thinking. You took out this low, so everything in here, right, is new leverage, right? At least to the long, right? I mean, the only thing is like down through here. That's like the real only area that's like, okay, if people have longs down in here, then that's where we'd go. I mean, that's just the truth of the matter, right? That's where we'd go. In terms of this, I mean, this is so far away, right? I can leave it up there, this 1.5 level. But yeah, I mean, coming down through there, let's get rid of this now. Okay, 702. Yeah, I mean, let's see how this plays out. I mean, you got Jasmy, pardon me, is just a little bit, it's relative to Degen. It's not as, coming down to an actual point down by, next week, Monday. This thing can just kind of play around and then go, right? This the bars pattern we had, that we were comparing it to, you know, down through here. I can throw this back up there. All right, let's take a look. Let's see. We've been using this bars pattern for a while. Whoa, these things are so sensitive. Here we go, something like that. That's probably a little bit too big. Come on. Why? Why you gotta be like that, right? Why you gotta do that? There we go. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, so this bars pattern, I mean, we've come down through here. We've taken out, like, we had an impulse. We really didn't have this through here yet. We really didn't have like any kind of you know, bounce, any kind of sustained movement, and kind of a drizzle, right? So far, we've had this impulse, right? We've had this impulse. Let me move this just slightly up. Had this impulse coming down, impulse to the downside. I mean, I guess, right? I guess through here, and then another impulse, and then, you know, this is missing as well, right? It's kind of just, this is all that it's doing, right? There's no real, you know, bullish momentum. There's nothing, right? There's nothing on Jasmy right now, and I'm just being honest with you guys. It is frustrating. You know, it is a shit show at this point. You know, crypto is just with all the manipulation on it. It really is, right? I mean, how can you have so much selling pressure down, you know, 90% or what have you, right? But there is, right? There is. It is holding. They are holding up relatively well. I mean, Bitcoin's down 4%. So are the rest of the assets. I mean, XLM traditionally is going to be a little bit stronger. It's like XRP, but we're going to get into Bitcoin dominance here shortly. But we're looking for, I mean, we're looking for something like this where you gotta get a bounce and then like some kind of drizzle down, not a bounce and then straight down, not a bounce. I mean, this kind of did it, kind of, right? Kind of slammed back down. It kind of did this, but just way less to an extent, right? Way less to the extent. But yeah, so this, you know, these levels down through here, right? This 758 level, and then this 748. So we got that 758, and then 748, and then 702. Okay. So, right, we got some levels to the downside. Definitely, I mean, there's definitely levels to the upside that we have to get above. I mean, just getting above the November open is going to be huge. I mean, getting above up through here is going to be, there's so much work that needs to be done, and it can't be done with, you know, little candles. It can't just be like this. Can't do that. You're so far past that point. You need like a impulse, like something like huge, right? I'm saying like an 80 to 90%, 100% impulse over a course of like a couple days, right? You need to just go straight up and then come down, or else you just run the risk of, right, coming up through here, grinding up. Okay, lower high, right? You have a lower high, and then you come back down. All right, that's the risk now that we have of this situation. But you know, when you move, right, when you take this chart and you invert it, right, I mean, that's a bearish chart. I don't know what else to tell you. That's a bearish chart. It's been bearish for a very long time. The overall pattern has been bearish for a very long time. I mean, you did this, right, and you had to take a little pump up, right? Same concept, right? It's the same concept. Right, grinding up, come to a point, then boom. Right, we're doing the same thing. It's the same thing. Nothing is different. Nothing has changed, right? You're doing the same thing. You're kind of just, you're doing the same thing. You're just grinding up. you definitely want to hit up through here. This is the area where you want to bounce from, and we're right at that area. I mean, at this point, you're looking for opportunities. You're looking for, okay, is there a reason why we could bounce? Okay, yeah, we're at a trend line. We're at a previous area of support. Has the trend line provided any kind of bounce? Yeah, sure it has, right? Sure it has. 1, 2. Were they sustained? No, of course not, because we're down lower. We have lower lows, right? So we have to reverse the trend. We have to get a higher low. We have to get a higher low. We have to come up through here and then get a higher low, something like that. I get a higher low, and then you start working your way up, something like that. So let's go look at Bitcoin dominance. Right, Bitcoin dominance has been pretty bearish over the weekly. It's something similar, right? When we inverted Jasmy, that's what it looks like, right? You came down through, you had the cross on the 20 down below the 50, which is good, right? That's what you want to see. You want to see something like this. I kind of want to see a back test or a complete deletion, right? Either you got to come up through here, back test and go, or you made a decision. Now stick with your decision and go, right? There's no, right? Okay, I'm just gonna meander down, come up, come down, because then you're just going sideways. You don't want to do that. You don't want to go sideways, because then you're just building a base. Then you could possibly go up. Right, we're in the driver's seat for Bitcoin dominance. This has happened twice before, and twice it happened. You saw a large move in Bitcoin dominance. So we had a cross right here. We had a cross right here. This happened 5 years ago. So it doesn't happen very often. So we should pay attention to it when it does. Through here we dropped relatively, I think it was like 10%, 11%. Yep, 10%. Immediate gratification, right? A little bit sideways, right? You had that 1-2 candle like we were talking about. Then you had to bounce up and retest. Then you went, right? Neither of them, you just chopped and went sideways. You didn't just cross and then, do this. Right? You picked a direction, decisive. Okay, you went a little bit sideways down through here, right? Down through here, but you already made your decision, okay? Through here, you came up, back tested, right? You didn't just come down, do this, and then go or break out, right? You came down, you got some momentum, you back tested, and that's when we found out after the rejection. So also something similar to note, right, on the Fu Manchu. We have a red dot on the weekly, which is great to see, right? It's great to see. Red dot on the weekly. We're looking to cross down below this moving average right through here. But on every cross, right, we had to cross right here. Where is it? Let me zoom in. We had to cross right through here. And we kind of did try to back test it a little bit. We slightly back tested it. We had to cross down here and we back tested as well. So that's why I'm kind of expecting a back test, kind of expecting a Bitcoin rally. I know people are tired of Bitcoin. Bitcoin has screwed the market so much, and it really has. Bitcoin has really just kind of tanked the market. It hasn't been, so reliable. It's been very emotional. But I do expect Bitcoin to make a run, and that would align with possibly coming back up to back test and then go. Okay. But either way, I don't think altcoins are going to go down. I think altcoins will still rally, but Bitcoin will rally at a higher percentage. As far as where Bitcoin can go, right? You're right. You're getting right close to that, 100 week EMA, right? We had a bars pattern down through here, something like this. Right, something like that. Come up, come down, nice 3-wave move. It's actually this move right here. Okay, you have like your 1-2 setup, and then you went. So that's kind of that's the idea of what we're doing right now. I don't think we're about to start a bear market when QE is around the corner. There's Bitcoin reserve news today. It's just, it doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't logically make sense quite yet. But I could be wrong, right? These are just my ideas. I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice, right? But these are just my ideas, right? My ideas. We got, you got hidden bullish divergence on the weekly. I mean, that is some crazy divergence right now. That's crazy, right? You're getting a crazy sell-off, crazy big sell-off, and you still got higher prices, right? Still got higher prices. You got this on the monthly. Okay. One of the subscribers pointed this out to me. Right? You got also, I mean, stark. This is getting ready to, I think, make a very large move. You're right at the 200 or at the 20-month EMA. The 20-month EMA is at 878. It's at 878. So we're below the 200, the 20, sorry, excuse me, we're below the 20 monthly EMA. That's bad, right? That's really bad. You cannot close below that. You close below that, it's over. This is like a lot of people have said, you cross down below the 50-week EMA. No, you close below this in November, it is over. I don't care. I will say the bear market, Bitcoin is probably coming down to 64 to 65,000. Probably back test these highs. All right, come down through here over the next couple months, and then you can go. All right. So, right, we're in a crucial spot. It's kind of it is a make or break, right? Extremely make or break. And over through here on stablecoin dominance is going absolutely crazy today. No surprise, right? No real surprise. Coming back up to back test one more time. Hopefully we can just crash and burn, right? We'll have an answer today. We'll have an answer within the next couple of days, right? Of is this for real, or is this thing, running on fumes, going straight up, right? Straight up. Some things, especially this chart, it's not going to go straight up. You're going to have something like this, right? All right, this thing went straight up and then crashed for a couple weeks. It did get another run, then it actually went down. Right, but that was the run in for for April, and then down through here. This is the November run. Right. Right, almost straight up. Right, I mean, this thing is just straight up. And then once it kind of crashed and burned, this thing actually started to die. Right, and that's what we need. That's what we need. It's something similar to right here. Right, where you're just straight up. Okay. And then you crash and burn. So that's what we're expecting. We have levels to the downside for Jasmy. Those are the ideas for the crypto market. We're looking for a weekly for on the 24th. So we'll see. This thing is breaking out like crazy. I mean, straight up. It is going straight up. Right? This thing is going to crash hard. I believe this thing is going to crash really hard. It's almost doing something like this right through here. Right. It could be doing something like this, right? And it did eventually crash. Right? Either way, right? These straight up moves like this, it comes down fast because people are just going to take their money out of it, right? Because there's no reason to keep your money into something that is going to lose money to inflation, because Fed's going to cut rates regardless if it's December or January, right? And QE is just going to start. So gotta look at the macro, right? More money into the system decreases the value of, non-risk assets. So risk on assets are going to keep being, the kind of the investment choice for large institutions, trillionaires, billionaires, all that boring stuff. So if you like today's video, please hit that like button. I appreciate you stopping by. Have a great rest of your day. Take it easy. Peace.